finally tonight with the release of their second album. A band of friars of the Order of Preachers, or Dominicans, is continuing to spread the gospel musically.
Our help is in the name of the Lord. Every hour, every day, our help is in the name of the Lord.
The song featured in that video is titled Our Help is in the Name of the Lord. Just a little taste of the new music from the Hillbilly Thomists. And we are pleased to have Father Joseph Hagan and Father Peter Gautsch, two of the members of the Hillbilly Thomists. They join us now on Skype to talk a little bit more about the band and their new album, Living for the Other Side. Father Joseph and Father Peter, we are so grateful that you both are on. Thank you so much. Father Joseph, I want to start with you. I'd like to go back to the beginning for a moment. How did you all get started making music together? And tell us about the band's name. How did that come about?
Yeah, thank you for having us. Hillbilly Thomists, we came together simply by playing as brothers together, just for fun. And when we had receptions for like ordinations and vows and just having like a kind of like a house band, it started with Father Thomas Joseph White and Father Austin Litke, but then we just sort of crashed the scene in later years. So like basically beginning around the year early 2000s it started, and then a second wave in like 2014. And the name comes from Flannery O'Connor. She felt accused of being a hillbilly nihilist for her novel Wise Blood, but she countered that she is actually a hillbilly Thomist, a sort of mixture of a student of St. Thomas Aquinas with a sort of Southern flair. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with the music, having this Southern music, but with sort of St. Thomas Aquinas sort of infusing the lyrics for us.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. You really are. Father Peter, I want to go to you with this next question. I read a lot of the material on the second album was actually written by members of the band. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for the songs and the name of the album.
Yeah, so on our last album, it was mostly covers of old bluegrass and gospel standards. We had one original song on that album written by Father Justin Bolger, but this time around, it just turned out that a couple of the brothers in the band, Father Justin and Father Thomas Joseph, who Father Joseph mentioned, had written a bunch of songs. And so we got together and started playing them, and really liked how they sounded. And we decided to record the original ones. And really, kind of as a way of, a lot of the lyrics focus on themes of hope and finding solace through the grace of Christ in difficult times. We didn't intend it to be a specifically COVID-tied album, but it was fitting for it to come out when it did.
Yeah. Father Joseph, this one's for you. I understand your first album reached number 3 on the Billboard Bluegrass chart, and that's just absolutely incredible. And then this new album is already in the top 5 bestsellers in the folk category on Amazon. What does that mean to you to get that kind of response for your music?
I think the first response is surprise. We just did it because we want to have fun, and we were surprised it sort of caught on just outside the usual like Dominican circle. The people I listened to, like especially like friends, it sort of hit this sweet spot, especially for family members, like mothers and fathers, where it was music that was fun enough for their kids to listen to, but prayerful enough that if you don't have a lot of time to pray as a parent, but you put this album on, it keeps the kids occupied, but there's something prayerful about it. So I think it sort of, for us, it meant that we were hitting a sweet spot, something that could help people get through the day,
Yeah. Listen, I was listening to you guys while I was working today, so you certainly helped me. I love your music. Father Peter, before we wrap up, I want to talk to you about this. What do you hope listeners take away from your songs?
I hope that they take away, the idea that, we really can trust in Christ. St. Thomas, who, of course, we're kind of named for, the Hillbilly Thomists, he says it's not possible to hope too much in the divine assistance. We never reach a sort of upper limit for our hope that we place in God and his help. And part of that is indeed, like the album title says, living for the other side, recognizing that, this life is not all there is. God is leading us by his grace to be with him forever in heaven. And so we hope that our songs can, inspire a little bit of that hope and trust in God in the midst of difficult times, and help people to set their sights on eternity.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, now we have about 30 seconds left. So quickly, I'm going to ask you this, Father Joseph. I read that all the monies raised from the sale of your music goes to the Dominican House of Studies in D.C. Quickly, can you talk a little bit about that and why that's important?
Yeah, so that's where we are formed as friars. And that's where we get our education. That's where we learn what it means to be brothers with one another. That when we learn St. Thomas Aquinas. So for us, it's our chance to hopefully raise even better friars than we are. Just that next generation, that next wave of preachers and priests. So we hope to always bring out better friars each year. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, Father Joseph and Father Peter, thank you so much for being with us today, and God bless you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.